Okay, so I was going to backtrack to talk to Nine Fingers, which are here, and then go and do that one lady for Vampire Boy. And I discovered this. With patch 3, there is a new bug that some people have, and no matter how hard I tried to test, restart, switch drivers, it is stuck with me. If you dismiss a companion, they give you all of their crap. No way around it. And it is just damn annoying. So yeah, they gave me a good chunk of their stuff that just sent me way over encumbered.
You're doing quite well, I think. A true pleasure to watch you tell the Archduke exactly where to put his alliance. One cannot embrace a viper, only get entangled by it. And we learned something. One chosen thinks to send us against the other, while they sit safe behind their defenses. Good. Kedrick thought he was safe too.
Okay, so now one thing I really wanted to do was come back and grab her before we continued.
I know what she speaks of. I need information from her. And a pardon from you. For I have not been overly generous with the truth. Tell me, what do you know of a man named Mince of Rashiman?
Everything? Why did you abruptly stop talking? And why am I back there?
Yes? I know what she speaks of. Tell me.
Oh, bugs galore. That's wonderful.
Yes? As you wish. Yes? Tell me.
Okay. I guess nothing.
Yes? I have. And while I do not love my conclusion, that does nothing to change it.
Okay.
The Harpers are the city's best information network, with 9 fingers keen.
So this lines up.
Feared throughout the city's underworld. A mysterious Keen runs the guild, which in turn runs every criminal enterprise in the city.
Friend is not the word I'd use. Nor is petty if you've a mind to keep your tongue. But both our operations step outside the law when needful. She just likes it better there. How hospitable she will be to a Harper that comes begging to her guild hall, we will find out. Perhaps I will let you do the talking.
Okay, now we tell her?
The guildmaster wishes to see us, does she? Better we call on her home than she on ours. Lead, then.
Okay, so I guess that's the correct sequence of events for talking to you about this?
Yes?
Okay, I'm not gonna... Okay, we're good. We're good. Let me make sure your dagger is still equipped. I know we... There we go, we're good. Okay, so before we just zip back, save. Okay, we're back.
You owe me a gold piece, grandmother. When I heard you died out in the wilderness, I made an offering at Kellenbor's well.
Of gold? Oh, I did not know I meant so much to you, guildmaster.
You know, I'm terribly sentimental. Case in point, I've just let a harper walk through my guild hall, noticeably unholed. Because I'm curious about why you're here and who it is you've brought with you.
You asked me to bring her to talk to you. Yeah, we talked about this.
How nice. You won't find many of those in my guild hall.
We won't tax your hospitality too long, Nine Fingers. I'm searching for Minsk of Rashomon.
Oh, okay.
A big name, that. Such information does not come cheap, High Harper. Not in normal times. Of course. Seeing as these are not normal times and we're all such good friends, I'll do better than tell you where he is. I'm bringing him here as we speak. Or parts of him, at least. I gave no orders about the condition of his corpse.
What treachery is this, Nine Fingers? Have you thrown in with the Absolute too?
Against my own city. Careful. You're in very real danger of hurting my feelings. It's Minsk who's found his faith with Faerun's newest god. And a new name with it. Stone Lord.
Lies.
Bruh. Okay, so part of me had a feeling that the Stone Lord would have been some sort of absolute ploy. And just, man.
Minsk was never one to need much persuading. Not when it came to spilling my people's blood. In his short reign, the Stone Lord and his crew have earned a reputation. Pure brutality. No survivors. And where he mows my people down, this right little cult takes root. But not for much longer. We have word on where he plans to hit next. And he'll find us ready to hit back this time.
Nine Fingers. Estelle. Call off your ambush, tell us where he is, and we'll handle this.
We? I heard what happened to your Harpers, Jaheira. I'm sorry, but this fight's too big for you alone.
Keen, honey, if you don't do this, I will wipe out your entire guild to save my boy. No questions asked. Oh, there's already an option for it. Don't test me.
If you're half the friend you're posing as, you'll tell her that her part in this is done. The Stone Lord's fate is sealed. We have a bigger war to fight. I'd rather turn our talk to that, but if you need a moment, Jaheira, well, you've earned that much. My guild hall is open to you. Have a drink, Jaheira. Have a rest. Just leave well enough alone. It would be a shame for the city to lose 2 of its heroes in one day.
You had a chance to be in my ally, Keen, and now you're just somebody in the way.
There's little point in pressing Nine Fingers further. She means what she says. But we swore no vows. She won't tell us where to find Minsk? Someone else in her guild hall will. We need to be swift. I suppose we must greet the local wildlife. Guildhall is awash with ale-scented gossip at the best of times. These days, they have nothing but the Stone Lord to talk about.
I thought we were done with this place, but I guess we're not. Let me go find out where he is. Right, here you are.
See? 9 Fingers. Won't fight the Stone Lord out in the open, but she's got a spot picked out, see?
I don't care about Stone Lord Tut. Don't care about some ambush. I asked, do you eat my last pickled ooze? Huh? Bugger off. I'm talking to my friend about an ooze.
Now. He who keeps his manners keeps his teeth. Besides, you are only pretending to be as wine-soaked as your friend here.
How can you tell?
I've been to fouler festivals than this, and you have the stage presence of Volothamp Gedarm. Now, you were speaking to my friend. Politely.
Damn, girl. Really? I'm gonna waste everything on this and not succeed. Yep. Horrendous. Fuck.
He's off, hey mate. I don't even false kiss me ass like that.
Ugh, I never asked him to.
Die.
He's all riled up. Best you do go away.
Really? Well, no, we already know, I guess. The bank, right? The city's counting house. Okay, so let's just roll with that info, not care about this Tut dude despite wasting inspiration points. And then let's go find that one lady for Astarion. Okay, now we're here. Let's do this correctly.
Ah, a friendly face at last. Are you going to the party as well? I know. Bit strange, isn't it? But then you have to be open to trying new things. The venue's called The Palace. Not sure what it stands for, but it sounds very exclusive. My date's supposed to meet me here, but there's no sign of him. You haven't seen him, have you? Pale, skinny, extremely piercing eyes. Looks a bit like your friend here.
Ah.
Oh dear. I assure you, it's not.
It's funny. He was ever so keen for me to come. He didn't seem the type to cancel. A vampire? No, he wasn't. Was he?
Why would you disapprove of me
Then
saying that?
Why am I still here? He could have had me by the neck any time he liked.
Mother, may I? I'm positively starved.
What?
You think something's happened to him?
I'd imagine so. There's no way he'd leave someone as appetizing as you alone.
You know what? I might give this party a miss. Plenty more fish in the Chionthar, as they say. If you see him, don't tell him I was here. Just tell him I wasn't ready to be in a relationship. I'm sure he'll understand.
I just realized the other spawn that we dealt with a while back. What, were they the ones responsible for her? I guess we inadvertently saved her. Oh, but now I'm wondering if maybe there's an entrance to Gazador's palace down here. Well, I'm practically caught up with what I have planned for the beginning of this episode. Girl, how did you get down here? Lae'zel? Oh, come on, girl. Okay, I'm gonna leave you there for a minute. Hello?
Open up.
Oh, okay, that's this area. Okay. Big fighting area. I don't think I want to do that this episode.
On my way.
This looks like some kind of door. Chasm. Goop. Yeah, that's definitely some kind of secret entrance that I don't know about technically. How did she get down here? What? Fancy metal gate. Oh, I'm not gonna pretend to know how to open that thing. Oh. Some gold in there. Is that it? No ladders. Nothing. She met him here and took this thing down. So yeah, I think that wall is probably a secret entrance to Cazador's place. Also, why is the ambient just so loud? That's why. Huh. So I guess that does it. You know what? All we have left in this area, honestly, is that entire area back there. So we'll revisit that later. And there's a couple of entrances around here, so I guess she took one of them. Wait, no, that still doesn't make sense, because then there would have been all of this here and the ball cultists. That there's some logic not logicking here. So I guess I've explored as much as I technically can. Yes, I'm quite aware. It's a different region. Is there going to be some kind of update? So we came back here as kind of a mental reset. Yeah, all of that's done. And then we were, okay, to Lower City. Okay, so this is where I meant to come back to. Basilisk Gate, I need to remember that's the correct one. So we're basically back above ground. Let me take inventory of our nodes. So I think we already did that house. I still need to go and investigate the beholder on the mantle in the Elsong Tavern real quick. I'll probably do that before leaving. I did not get far in this area before going underground. So there's the editor. Kind of don't care about that. Murder target, murder target. So we have the thing for Gale. We have the thing for Shadowheart. Find Helsik the Dabbler. Okay, so that's the person that will get us into the House of Hope. Find the Czar Palace. Oh, that's the thing for Starion. Not a murder target. Nesha. Bush Mermaid. Oh, that's the kid. Target Alexander. Aid the Underduke. Find the Stone Lord at the court. Okay, it's down there. Ooh. That's a bit of a walk. God, no, there's a lot in the way to get there. Okay, how about this? Let's satiate my curiosity. Wait a minute. What is this building? The Stormhouse Tabernacle? How did I completely miss this and just go...
Shore Tabernacle.
And then just go straight to the tavern. What is this place? You're kidding me.
Protectors of Baldur's Gate, hear this humble plea. Shield our people from the depredations of the absolute heretics. Bless them with the strength to endure and the courage to resist. So
This is the place I've been hoping to find. A temple with, like, multiple gods. Oh, this is... Oh, here's my boy Tyr. I like how they updated his look technically. Because the whole halo and then the eye bandage, that didn't used to be a thing. We got Helm. What is that down there? That's Statue of Helm. Why are you assuming demon and not tiefling? Oh, look at that tongue. Yeah, that's a demon. This shield. Man, Helm is one of the old ones. Oh, hey, they got the gloves right. His actual holy symbol is his glove, if you don't have prior knowledge about that. And then we have Statue of Selena. We've been having these. I have some stuff to return to you. Selena Amulet. I need to make an episode just for this. Statue of Mystra. Ah! Who's the main one here? Statue of the Gods. You get a permanent bless? Humble
Greetings,
toes?
child of faith. Be welcome to the Stormshore Tabernacle. You have come far, I perceive. How may I serve you this day?
Aha, that proves, oh, I had the thing to where it takes your helmet off during discussions, but you didn't do it earlier, so I guess that was technically a bug.
I am Vicar Humbletoes, guardian of the Stormshore Tabernacle. I keep the peace in this sacred place and guide those in need. Here, clerics may commune with their gods, and even hear their responses, if they are so favored. I am also granted the power to provide holy resurrection through sales of revivification scrolls. Of course, my child, within limits. Behold my wares.
Ooh, what do you got? The Reviving Hands, Aegis Palms. When you heal a creature, it gains the effects of Blade Ward. When you revive a creature, it gains the effects of Death Ward. And it naturally gives you Revivify. Stitch it into the lining is the phrase. Yes, all right, stop moaning and get up. So yeah, Blade Ward resistance against most melee attacks. And then Death Ward. The next time damage will reduce the affected entity to 0 hit points. It remains conscious with 1 HP left. So although I don't think Death Ward will come up all too often for use, Blade Ward is gonna have this. These are some good gloves. I need to go take stock of what I have given Shadowheart and maybe come back for these because they are pricey. So I will come back for these most likely. Mantle of the Holy Warrior, Crusader's Mantle. What does that do? Radiate a holy power that emboldens nearby allies. Their weapon attacks deal additional 1d4. Oh! That's a good one. This garment accidentally fell into the communal steam baths during the All Saints morning retreat and candlelit guided meditation. I might want that one too. I need to go sell my wares. I still have more to just chunk away. The Sacred Star. Why does that look mechanical? Radiant Strike. On hit, inflict 1 turn of Radiant Orb on the target. I've read about that, but I haven't seen something that applies it yet. I don't think. Affected entity has -1 to attack rolls per remaining turn. It also sheds bright light in an area around it. Okay. Sanctified weapon. Undead creatures struck by this weapon are possibly turned. Okay, that's good. And then it has tenacity. Okay. Oh, what is that ability? Dawn Burst Strike. Deal additional radiant damage equal to your proficiency bonus. On hit, light erupts around you in a 3-meter area. Enemies in the light must succeed or be blinded. Ooh. The power of this item lies in belief, though not in any god. This item believes that it's very good at hitting things. So it is. Belief is quite powerful when it comes to violence. Oh, I kind of want this one too. Can we dual wield Morning Stars? A part of me wants to assume there's a texture loading issue here, but like... that kind of seems like it should be mechanical because of the lighting pattern going up the shaft. Wall of ice. Interesting. That's another one to grab for later. You got some good stuff, sir. Oh, you got a lot of those too. 700 each. Good lord. Okay, well. I don't
It's hiding here.
The Soul Forger. Introduction to the Soul Forger. Dwarven myths are so engaging because the skeleton of their story is tied to a craft of the modern era. The bones are made of steel, iron, nickel, copper, a whole host of metals alloyed and superheated and fused together at the joints of legend. Moradin, Soulforger, Allfather, is said to have crafted the dwarven species from the very core of the planet Abertoril. By retelling this story, dwarves link themselves to the craft of blacksmithing. They have in one fell swoop tapped an ore vein of metaphor and discovered a seam of cultural import. For dwarves are not born so industrious, so stone-worthy, so clever at geology. Rather, unlike the growth of long, bushy beards, it is learned behavior. Lessons of Helmet. Okay, so let's look at Lessons of Helm. In this text, you come across the bull-necked, hard-spined doctrine of the god Helm as transcribed and interpreted by a paladin called Thou Shalt Not Suffer the Doom Herring to Live O'Reilly. What? Is that? Thou shalt not suffer the Doom Herring to live O'Reilly. Is that like a subtle nod at the Good Omens series? Okay. He chose that name after being convinced that the Xantha organization was not led by a many-eyed beholder monster, but by something called a Doom Herring. The doctrines are the usual religious fare, only mildly distinguished by Helm's focus on the provision of protection to those who need it, forming a shield of steel as well as sympathy for the meek and downtrodden. Dare not take these books. Tamora, Lady Luck. A list of oaths and saying that ought to incur Tamora's blessing, granting the speaker good luck. By Lady Luck, smile. Turntable Tamora, I invoke thee. By the rolling of my dice, please let these results be nice. Spin, spin, old fickle fate wheel. Lady of the diamond glitter dice, mistress of the good fortune, sovereign of luck, please have mercy on me for fuck's sake. the Hound in the Hand.
Absolute heretics. Bless them with the strength to endure and the courage.
The lawful good, yes, the lawful good Tyr lost his right hand to Kezef, the Chaos Hound. Ah, a devourer of souls and one of the primordial evils. A coalition of gods, hell-bent on taking down Kezef, chased the Hound to the barrens of doom and despair, and offered him a compact. Do you mean contract? If the Hound could break chains made by the smith god Gond, the gods would dissolve their union and leave Kezef be. Okay, this is very clearly a direct parallel to our Norse mythology with Fenrir and Tyr. And it's just so funny because I remember very distinctly in old Forgotten Realms lore, back when there was a canonical lore bridge between our Earth and Torel, Aber Torel, Tyr was technically an interloper god that came over from Earth. And so it's like, in the old lore, he just took up the mantle and just kind of started working. So in here, I wonder if this is a retcon, or maybe this was added a couple years back and I just never truly knew about it. This is funny to read though, because I love Norse stuff so much. Kezef was skeptical, but he agreed, so long as Tyr put his hand in the Hound's mouth. Tyr looked upon the slavering jaws, each tooth as long as a spear, and he agreed at once. Of course, Kezef had not accounted for the strength of the chain, which was rooted in hellish Cocytus and blessed by the goddess of magic Mystra. Unable to break free, he bit Tyr's hand clean off, and Tyr sealed the bleeding stump and walked, one-handed forevermore, as if it were a badge of honor, which indeed it was, and boldness and courage besides. Man, the true mythology behind Fenrir being tied up is really sad. Like, not gonna go on a tangent here. Odin tried to put Loki's 3 children in what he thought was the correct places to send them, and he basically chose the wrong one for all 3. And it's just like, Tyr was basically, at the beginning, Fenrir's only real friend. And although that wolf grew very, very quickly, I mean, Tyr practically raised him for that short duration. And so it's like, as the gods laugh at their triumph of Fenrir not being able to break free, you know, Tyr just kind of walks away without a word, and it's just, the whole thing is sad. It really is. Plus, from that mythology, it makes sense why Tyr never got his hand back, because, I mean, Norse mythology, gods can do a lot, but they can't do everything, whereas here in Forgotten Realms mythology, he could very easily get his hand back. Gods can do, like, simple things like that, just because they just have the raw power to just do it. But I will say, I am still a fan of the old lore.
Divine protectors of Baldur's Gate, hear this humble plea. Shield our people from the depredations of the absolute heretics. Bless them with the strength to endure.
A's for Zoof, another. Oh, I need to probably find the whole collection of these and make an episode of just reading A for Azuth and other gods. Okay, Saloon guides us through the night. She is the moon, the stars, her tears. Her sister tries to douse the light, but she protects us from our fears. Shah will take your sorrow from you, but beware, her night is dark. She'll hide your pain and secrets too, and all your joy and all your spark. Sylvanus, god of all that's wild, of nature's danger and its charm, his glory not to be defiled, or you yourself will come to harm. Oh, that's kind of shorter than I was expecting. Charter of Tabernacle Donations. We wish not to hide the generosity of the gates gathered faithful. All donations are used in the upkeep of the tabernacle and payment of its staff. The worshipful seasoned helm, 50k, 9 cattle flock, a selection of precious gemstones, 16 severed eye. What? 16 severed eyes. Please note the offerings of Viscera are highly discouraged at the time. Right? Okay. Saluna, 47k, a shipment of magic lamps, 30 parley mirrors, alabaster running. More candles than we've been able to count. Thanks to her flock's generous donations to the tabernacle's coffers, we are proud to announce a newly commissioned statue of the bountiful Timora. May her luck be with you. That's a typo. A plea. Can I? Oh, you're not going to let me do it. Oh, come on, game.
Not for communal use, it seems.
That's fine. That's fine. Read. Blessed Vicar, I beg your aid in a matter most grave. Some ill-meaning magus has afflicted my household with a series of hexes. First, my eldest fell out of a tree and broke his arm. I thought nothing of it at first, but then my youngest broke her foot's front tooth on the corner of her bed frame. Ow, that must hurt. What misfortune, I thought. When the very next day I myself came down with a sweating fever so severe I could not hold a clay cup without dropping it. Please, Vicar, do what you can, through the grace of Helm, to cure whatever curse has plagued my home. I cannot take another tragedy. The good wife Sutton.
Bless them with the strength to endure and the courage to resist. So may it be.
Non-denominational prayer of peace. An in-progress draft of a new prayer to cast across the entire pantheon. It bears the heavy marks of repeated revision. O ye gathered gods, hear my prayer cast wide o'er resplendent pantheon. I offer it among the multitude for a reason. There cannot be true peace without godly accord. This city, this land is besieged, under threat by a force that stakes a heretical claim to your divinity. Each and every one of you. History may well be marked by the clashes and bickerings of godly folk, but there is one fact upon which you all must agree. Yes, even you, Talos. Divinity is earned, not simply claimed. While heretics stalk this world and threaten your faithful, please broker even a mote of peace between yourselves. We need everything we can get. In all gathered faiths, hear our prayer. I felt that. Ooh, okay. Okay. Exile. What? Okay. The author of Gnome Father also penned this book, a much bleaker read. Exile is full of sections like this. And with his stony features wrinkling in a snarl, Ludur, god of the Duergar, growled. You hounds and dribbling dogs, I shall have you flayed. I shall string lutes from your guts. What a music shall fill my halls then. Hear me close. You mongrels and slobberers, slavery is freedom. Freedom from difficult choice and from responsibility. When you enslave an elf, you enchain him to a bit of use, the simpering knife-eared slug. You make him worth a damn. Now throttle that morality of yours and fetch me vassals is full of sections like this. And with his stony features wrinkling in a snarl, Ludur, god of the Duergar, growled. You hounds and dribbling dogs, I shall have you flayed, I shall string... Oh. Is this a funky typo? 1, 2, 3. It's in here 4 times. That's a hell of a typo. Oh, okay. Gnome Father. The introduction of Gnome Father reads like this. Most splendiferous, gregarious, and overall duplicitous of gods, especially for the gnomes who embody those attributes quite cheerfully, is Gal Glissergold. A favorite phrase deployed at gnomish parties and suppers comes from Garl's reply to the mad prophet Osterfeld, who promised Garl the moon, the sun, and all the glittering stars, if he could only answer 3 riddles. To which Garl said, "Pull the other one. It has got bells on." I don't understand that reference. But then again, my knowledge of gnomes is quite limited. Judge of the Damned. An excerpt from the book in which Iphigene Morkros discusses the strange theistic history of mortals becoming gods. There have been many lords of death who cast judgment upon souls lost and found alike. Among them was Kelemvor, a hard man of harder convictions. As a mortal man, he was a mercenary with a paladin's stoic beliefs hidden under a crust of scowls and grumbles. As Lord of Death, he was forced to mellow both aspects of himself, for the impulses of a man and a god are not consummate. Mortals are allowed caprice, but immortality wears that stone smooth quickly, and Kelemvor chose cool prudence over cold malice. Yeah, I read about his backstory very briefly, but I didn't really care to remember it. Ah, that's my girl Illustre. She is one of my favorites. Lady Silverhair, the other goddess of the moon, and is very much an ally of Selûne. Sparing no detail, no matter how innocuous, this tale grants the reader comprehensive insight into the life, death, and rebirth of the child of Lolth and Corellon Larathian. The goddess Illustre. One section runs thusly. An important note, immortals like Illustre view relationships differently than we do. The gaze is cold, abstracted, even in the most passionate and vivacious of gods such as she. Think of Telammon's Theatre of Distance. The viewer is somehow allowed space from the action of the play while still being immersed in the experience. That is how deities think. That is how they view everything in an auditorium of icy long infinity in the nosebleed seats. No wonder Illustre smiled and wept with equal fierceness when she defeated her mother. Huh. There's a lot that should be there, but I feel like they just had to shoehorn some kind of info for her. Gaunt and gripping life by the tongs. Oh, what? Gripping life by the tongs? Reading it is forbidden. Hold up. Okay. Meanwhile, I can read prayers to Tempest. Lord of battles, foe hammer, protect me in the battle to come. Let my sword ring true against the armies of the Absolute. Let me live to see another day. Do y'all remember Bronwyn from the very first game, always shouting, "Tempest, give us victory"? I used to go through school just hearing her shout that, like, you know, at random times during the day. Just she was one of my favorites back then, but sadly she was not destined to go forth in the other games. Hear my prayers, please. Oops, I didn't right click, but I guess we're fine. Look, I'm not sure about this whole divine thing. I don't know much about you lot, and I reckon you don't know much about me on account of never praying before. Thing is, I don't want to die. Don't want my sheep to die either. This absolute thing on the horizon stinks. Not in the good way sheep stinks, but in the bad way that a corpse does. So if you are out there, can you fix it? Stop them, please? Thank you. Thanks for listening, reading, whichever. Yours faithfully, Barney Pins. And that's, for a farmer, that's kind of sad because, like, although probably most natives of the planet don't truly know it, if you don't have a god to claim you when you're dead, that's it. You get left in the city of, I forgot the name of it. It's basically purgatory. You're in basically a city of the dead waiting to be claimed by your god or one of their vassals, pretty much. Like, if you get left there, if you were never claimed because you never had a relationship in religion with a deity in Torel, you just become part of the walls. You just get absorbed by the environment, and it just sucks. But here's the funny thing about this. That was a farmer who didn't already pray to Chantea for just, you know, good harvest and all that stuff. That, to me, that seems like he's not a good farmer if he already isn't already praying to Chantea. Muscle prayer. Lathander to light, Selûne to guide, Kelemvor to judge, and passage provide. Okay. Dedications to the Pantheon. Oh, a scroll of basic prayers to major deities of the realm. Bahamut, lead me blind to all but the true light of justice, O valiant one. Corlin, I bid my soul glide across the moon and stars with you all, Elf Father. Iliastray, run thy sword across my chains, silver lady, that I may join your dance. Garl, grant me but a fraction of thy wit, sire, it is all one could need. Groomsh, which he doesn't come up too much, but he, if you know, you know, he's one of the orc gods. There's like, there's very few of them. Guide blade to gut, neck, and still beating heart, hear me. Helm, keep my path in your unfettered gaze, Lord. I shall not err if you are watching. Ill matter, until I can bear a fraction of your burden, suffer I shall. Did y'all not, like, check the text just to look at that period, get a line of its own? Oh boy, I think some of the books in this temple are maybe a little rushed. Maybe a little rushed. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay. So we got Kelemvor, Ladugur, Lathander, Lolth. I spin that Chaos Mother. I spin it in your name. Let not the threads unwrap. Okay. Maliki. Okay, Maliki is Jaheira's. That's Jaheira's goddess. Guide my path as only you know how, in whispering leaves and slowing grassland. Morden is one of the Dwarven. We know Mistra. I speak into your weave my supplication and faith, and hope the magic I hold are pleasing to your eye. Yeah, that's the thing about her. She likes magic and magical inventions. So if you can, like, if you seek, you know, just new stuff, like, you will have her eye. Then we have Ogma to Selûne. Let your moon be my light, and I shall let my sword be a shining symbol. Shar, Mother of Night, let him repair. We have Talos. Talos, he's a feisty one. Where'd she go? Hold me in your tempest, Stormbringer. Keep my strength to hand. Like, Talos is a war god or the war god. I don't remember if that domain is shared. Oh, wait, there's Tempest. Yeah, maybe. So Tempest, Mighty Foe, Hamelin. Okay, we saw that earlier. Tiamat, you know you. Many mouths speak your hunger into this world, mistress. Let me be the loudest. Okay. We have Tamora, it's here. Oh, yeah, let me be your eyes, blind one, and cast your justice upon this world. Vlaakith. Oh my, I can't even attempt this. Vlaakith. Chikiri. Vakith. Tafki. Vakith. Lashlaka. I definitely butchered that, but I still want to try. Yondala. I haven't seen you in a while. Yondala is another nature god. I think she specifically is a nature god that oversees gnomes? Filled my cup with plenty, mother, may never run dry. Okay, I kind of skipped a few. This is a very long list that has almost everyone. But then again, there are also multiple pantheons. The origins of Maestra. To know of Mystra, the goddess of magic, we must first consider her earlier incarnations, beginning with Mistral. The Lady of Mysteries was said to have come into existence during— oh, I talked about this before. During a conflict between the goddesses Shah and Selûne, in their efforts to best one another. The twin sisters of darkness and light inadvertently forged a portion of their opposing energies into a new being of pure magic, Mistral. As an embodiment of magic, Mistral laid claim to unparalleled control over the weave, the very fabric by which magic could be channeled and harnessed, for it was but an extension of her being. For her, to use magic was as natural as it would be for another to draw a breath or curl their finger. It was in past 339 DR that Mistral gave way to Mystra, when the former had her powers seized by Karsus, a Netherese lord, and perhaps the most powerful and ambitious wizard to have ever lived. Yet Mistral sought to deny him his ill-gotten prize, sacrificing herself so that for a moment the weave faltered, and all magic briefly ceased. Karsus's folly brought about the destruction of Netheril and the end of his ambition. Yet the weave would not go unattended for long. Within moments, the goddess of magic was reborn as Mystra. A bit of, I don't want to call it retconning, I would say probably abbreviation for the sake of, you know, these books not being too long. She didn't sacrifice herself. Karsus, so because Mystra is inadvertently tied to the weave, as soon as Karsus succeeded, and he did succeed, technically according to old lore, which Lord help me if they actually changed it. Karsus did technically succeed, but it only lasted for a moment. That's because he didn't know, as powerful and as knowledgeable as he was during the era of Netheril, he never knew. It was not a known thing back then that Mistral was— her life was tied to the weave. So when he took her place, he didn't know how to control it. He didn't know how to like just passively maintain it. And so the weave fell apart. And then he kind of got, you know, all magic stopped. So his ascension is the reason why Netheril fell, because literally all magic on the planet just stopped working. And so the magic holding up those cities just fell. And then we have Mistral. She, back then, already had eyes on certain prodigies. The beginning, you know, she loves magic. So she's gonna keep an eye on potential special, you know, people of interest. And there was one farm girl in particular that she saw who would have had a bright future in the magical arts, who had a lot of potential, was chosen as a vessel for reincarnation into Mystra, the next, you know, iteration. And then she reascended herself, because back then there were technically no laws of nature as far as the weave was concerned. There were no limits, there were no rules. Technically anything was possible. And then because of that, because she already knew everything and already had that power, she reascended herself. And of course, good old Ao, watching things happen, is like, you're You're fixing your mess. Okay, I won't stop you, right? She reascends and then kind of just, you know, stops Karsus and kind of takes back the weave and fixes it. And then, of course, he is punished. Everything is kind of back to normal. But I mean, there's more ramifications behind all of that. And without me going into a much longer rant that I can't fully remember right now, because there's a good bit of lore around that. That's basically the more accurate story versus the abbreviation that was written here. Forgive me, I did talk too long in general already. Okay, Larethian. The introduction to Larethian by Palmer Junisiga reads, "It is no exaggeration to say that Corlin Larethian is the primary figure in the pantheon of elves. It is said that his tears mingled with those of Sahanin Moonbow actually created elves." Yeah, there was a third moon goddess. God about Sahanin. Did she die? I don't... There's a lot of the Elven Pantheon that I can't remember because I didn't spend too much time there. As in all myths, the psychological revere oblation God gives to his people is interesting. What? This physiological reverse of... Okay. The Elven people are not formed from Corlin's hip bone, his throat, his testicles. Instead, they arise from an expression of sorrow. Some scholars frame them then as an antidote to his pain. Corlin was, at the time, experiencing loss in feelings of betrayal. Are you talking about Lolth? No. That wouldn't make sense as a creation myth happening with Lolth's betrayal. More traditional thinking, and here a quote, the elven sage Apfir Laquelin places elves as sad as a species can be. This rings truer for me. Life, after all, deposits its fair share of difficulties on those burdened with living it, and elves endure a long, long time. Oh, you got a basement. Oh. Mother of Halflings. This text is brimmed full with charming short stories concerning Yondala. There we go, I was right. The matriarch, protector, and sovereign creator of the halfling species. Here is one. Once there a community of young, puck, and grim pretty halflings. Okay. Called the Lermalax. They were none of them old yet, having only newly formed their community around being virile and strong, so all could contribute to the upkeep and tidying and fixing and mending, and so on. Halflings have a great many activities like that. So it was a big shock when an old woman came and asked to join the community. They told her she wasn't welcome, and when they turned her away, politely but very firmly, she went into the nearby woods. Now, the Lermilix couldn't have known she was going to take shelter there, so don't think too badly of them. They take shelter, but take shelter she did. Why am I having trouble reading this? When the werewolf men who lived there came to rob the old woman, Yondala invested the old woman with knitting needles of impeccable swiftness. She knitted the werewolf men clothes that would expand to accommodate their monthly changes, and they escorted her back to the Lermalex, who accepted the old woman and who took their lumps and scoldings too from the werewolf men, not at all amused at the halfling's lack of sympathy for such a clever elder as this. What kind of story is this? And also, not all werewolves are technically, like, feral when they transform. Bookworm, read 100 different books in a single playthrough. Adventuring isn't just... Oh, I missed the whole description. 100 books, damn. But yeah, not all werewolves are just, you know, innately feral creatures when they transform. Like, they can be, sentient, I guess is the proper description, and just be normal. But I think that's the description. I think that's the difference between being stricken with lycanthropy and being born as a beast. Seluna's devotee. This diary records the life of John Meadowland. He suffered from we read about this a while back. From lycanthropy, becoming a werebear at the advent of the full moon. Cured of his condition by a priestess of Seluna, John Meadowland exchanged his claws for a great sword and a cause. He would keep this priestess, her name was Irlona, safe from all trouble on the highways and byways. Further, he would bear witness to her many miracles, for Irlona was a saint of the goddess, and gifted even more than he could have imagined. They never fell in love, though the friendship was quite something. Blessings for refugees. May all who come to the city gates be well, be safe. Let them find safe harbor within the city walls. Let their loved ones stay at their sides. Let the children stay in their mothers' and fathers' arms. Simple prayers like that I often find myself saying in car rides going to work whenever I see certain awful things happen on the side of the road. In regards to animals, contextually speaking. Okay, so in progress essay. Almost done reading everything in this damn temple. Thus I wonder whether the following thesis might hold water. That a city life becomes more precarious as the marching armies menace the borders, that people will turn not to the gods who allowed this to happen, but to the dark entities who might have the power to stop it. I speak of the dead three, Bane, Baal, and Merkel. For when death threatens your door, who better than the gods of living death to protect you? Is it not better to murder than be murdered? And through domination in its purest form, is not the dominator protected? I predict, then, that the coming days will see a wave of conversion such as we have never seen before. Yeah! The three are kind of running rampant, and then the others are probably fearful of AO stepping in. Guide to Holy Exorcisms. Okay, I think it's the last one. Whew. Removing possessing spirits. Now, we understand that possession can be a scary and difficult time. It's perfectly normal to have concerns and questions about the process. Please keep them until the end. In the next minute or so, I will perform a harmless exorcising incantation called Dispel Evil and Good Person, Remove Curse Item, read as appropriate. That will have your person item read as appropriate, freed from otherworldly influence in no time. So your love, What? Okay. Okay, let's click on the statues and see what's what.
This altar isn't dedicated to a single god, but instead acts as a conduit to many.
Astral?
Your god is one of many, and in this place you sense a spark of its mighty divine flame.
What was that again? A conduit to many. Read what's inscribed.
It reads, show your devotion with an offering in your god's name. Blessings may follow.
Okay. I briefly heard about this. I'll leave that alone for now. That's more of a generalization.
You see an altar dedicated to Helm the Vigilant. Helm the Watcher is a guardian god, dedicated to the preservation of order. Many turn to him in troubled times. Your knowledge of religion tells you nothing more about the worship of Helm.
Okay, since you're gonna play it like that.
You see an altar dedicated to Helm the What. Your knowledge of religion tells
Come
you
on.
nothing more about the worship.
And aren't I proficient in religion?
Such authority.
You see an altar dedicated Helm the Your knowledge of religion tells you nothing more about the worship of Helm.
Why are we just all failing this?
You see an altar dedicated to Helm the what? Make your donation to him and you'll likely feel more vigilant.
There we go.
More resilient to the unexpected.
So maybe some kind of defensive? Like, prayer bonus thing? Let me save. I read a lot of stuff. Who knows if it had any bearing on the game.
Time to press ahead.
My boy.
You see an altar dedicated to Tyr.
Oh, yeah, you look like the whole Justice is Blind lady statue thing. You even have blood coming out of your eyes. I don't like that. I don't know if the wiki's been updated, but if you go look up, you know, Forgotten Realms, Tyr, his wiki, you'll see his old images and what he's kind of supposed to be like. But I guess with everything involved, this is probably the new retcon.
Tyr, the blind god, offers justice to all, innocent and malefactor alike. The law dictates what is right, be that reward or retribution. His unseeing eyes are a testament to the lawful life he lived and what it cost him. Make a sacrifice out of your own pocket and you may yet be blessed.
Huh.
Let's see.
You see an altar dedicated to Selûne. An inscription reads, "Let all who worship the changing tides of life and knowledge feel the blessings of Selûne. Trust in the purity of my light. See the constancy in its inconstancy, and you will be guided aright. Goddess of the moon and stars, her words and light have long helped wanderers to find their way. Perhaps it could help you too."
Not sure what these bonuses could be for. And just, I'm remembering now, it's like, you know, all of the gods, their power really does stem from numerically how many followers they have. And if I remember correctly, in recent lore years, like Selûne was one of the original major powers, but kind of course, fell into a lesser power for a good couple centuries. If I remember correctly, she is technically making a comeback in the lore, and I forgot the reason why. So I would say she's probably at the tippy top of the lesser powers, maybe entering back into a greater power. She is a good one. She really is. It's an interesting depiction of Mystra, though. I don't know how I feel about it.
You see an altar dedicated to Mystra. Mystra, mother of all magic, is the patron of wizards, and often called upon by other spellcasters as well. She's said to be a jealous goddess. Even though you do not follow her, you feel her power resonating from the statue. She is the one true spell at the heart of all spells. The weave could not be in better hands.
Oh, I keep being dumbfounded every time I hear this, and I'm just now remembering. So the current iteration of Mystra, she is relatively new within the Pantheon because, of course, she died and got resurrected again. This time, this was one of Elminster's adopted daughters, one of... They're known as, like, what? The Silver Sisters? Like, I forgot their titles. Basically... one of them got chosen for the job and did not want to do it. And although they're doing it, they hate it. And they are jealous because they can no longer be earthbound and just enjoy magic the way it's supposed to be from the perspective of a mortal. And just experiment and play and have fun because now she has responsibility and duties. So she didn't used to be a jealous god. But because this responsibility was thrust upon her, it's, yeah, kind of sucks for her. It really does, because it's like, I bet any of the other sisters would have been okay with doing it, but there was a reason why she was chosen, and I do not know that reason, because I know the later books, I think, address it, and I am very behind on those books. This temple took up all my time, and I am here for it. I really am. I did not think this would become a temple episode, but it is. And I'll be damned if we do not finish what we set out to do and look at this beholder statue above the fireplace. I've been thinking, come on camera, I've been thinking about this. Where are you? Where did you go? Yes, okay. I've been thinking about this for a long time. What a way to end this episode. Stuffed baby beholder.
Stuffed beholder. Grotesque as it is, it's part of the furniture. The elf song wouldn't be the same without it.
Oh man, that's a bit of a letdown, it really is. That's... Damn, what a way to ruin the episode too. All of that church stuff and just learning about the gods, and I come and end on this. I'm so sorry, I really am. But for what it's worth, I enjoyed going through that temple. I really did. I need to devote a different day to all of the donations and blessings and just seeing what we can get out of it. So, as always, if you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to the channel. And until next time, I hope you all stay safe out there. Bye-bye.